Recently, Pokemon Black and White 2 were released.
I didn't hear about these games until 2 weeks before the release date, so I mean I wouldn't take too long before Pokemon was released. That's great! At first, I wasn't sure I would tell anyone about this because no one would believe me. For anyone who wants to hear this is what happened. Back when Pokemon Black and White got released, I just downloaded Pokemon Black and played it on my flash card. The problem is, my flash card doesn't work anymore these days, but lucky enough, my friend was kind enough to lend me her Pokemon Black. Everything seemed to be okay. I started a new game. Jupiter gave me the lecture on Pokemon and started the game right. I was so happy because I was about to have a great journey. The game started. I picked Tepig, Charon, and Bianca, and went through all the other boring starting stuff when you start a new game. But when I first battled Ian, the normal dialogue didn't appear. I thought the game was frozen and went to turn off my DS, but I realized that I could still walk around. Maybe it's just a bug or something. I didn't think much I just wanted to continue the game, but something strange happened when I tried to leave town. A text box appeared, and it said, "I just can't leave him here." That creeped me out a little. Weird. I didn't remember this being in the original Pokemon Black game, so I thought Pokemon White must be a bit different. Oh, how I regret not turning my game off, and then didn't never look in again. I walked back to Ian and talked to him. They are badly hurt. A text box appeared. Give him a potion? Yes and no. Popped up. I selected the answer. Yes. You don't have any potions. I was surprised. I was sure I had a potion in my bag, and I didn't use it with the battle at the end. Ian ran to the Pokemon Center, but didn't run normally. He sprinted to the Pokemon Center like his Pokemon were in terrible danger. At first, I thought it was a little strange because all these years gameplay actually made two significantly different games. Everything else in this game seemed to be the same though, so I started to wonder, if they changed the part, and why not change the other aspects of the game? The next thing, then, I caught was my attention with another battle with Ian. "I don't want you to hurt my Pokemon again. Go away," he said. Now that was weird. I don't remember him saying that in my game. After the screen turned black, dang it! My DS had died. Frustrated, I recharged my battery, and a couple hours later I continued the game. From there, it got normal, which always confused me even further. Why would a game be so different at the beginning but always revert back to the usual beginning of the story? I collected all 8 gym badges, deleted the Elite Four, entered Ian's castle, which was some creepy music that started. But then, I lost. I looked around the room. By now, I was starting to think that this was just a hack chip. Is an illegal copy of the real Pokemon game. He walked in the room. He didn't move or say anything. He just walked in there and stared at my character. After about 2 minutes, he finally said, "Dot, dot, dot." What the heck? What is he doing? He walked towards my character and said, "It's sad, isn't it? I was really wondering what was wrong with Ian after that." At this point, after that, he left the room, and I was able to move in. I picked up rare candy, the reason I walked into the room in the first place. And I went to the place where you normally fight battle him. Although my gut said it wouldn't end the usual way. And oh god, it didn't. When I went in the main room, I battled Ian and Getsus, just like the normal Getsus, but he turned to Ian, and he said, "Finish him." Ian took a step back and said, "What?" Getsus said, walked towards Ian, and said, "Ian, he killed one of your beloved friends. and one of your Pokemon. Don't you want revenge? I couldn't read anymore. Ian had needed my help, and I just turned back on him. This was all my fault. I could have stilled my emotions and continued. Ian, this is not a game. Ian, move towards me. Not a game? He turned to Getz's and the text bar appeared. Dot. 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 Getz's sprite grayed and faded away. The screen turned black. I heard the sound from when you enter a house. Then I find myself back in the character's room. The game retreats to the normal, and I tried to forget everything that happened. But I was sure scared about how it said not a game thing. The hacker was just like messing up with the player. You can imagine that I wasn't overly excited for Pokemon White 2 no more. However, I still bought the game. I didn't want to hack like the hack game like I had before. Started play and everything was normal until, yep, things started getting weird again. After I deleted Elite Four and Champion Iris, I visited Ian's castle. Found Ian standing facing me, silently looking down at the floor. I tried to walk to him, but no avail. I decided to give him leave. As I tried to exit, Ian finally said, "It's been a long time." I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was just a sort of Easter egg or something like that. I walked into Ian's room and it had slow childlike music. That music started playing. Just like the first time Ian said, "I'll never forgive you," I realized that there's some kind of Easter egg. He was talking about how his dead Pokemon. The music became slower and deeper. At first I didn't notice, but it said, "You'll pay for what you've done," in messed up text. I realized he wasn't talking to my character. He was talking to me. This isn't a hack game. This wasn't an Easter egg. This was much worse. I slammed off the button on my DS with the reaction of my PC monitor. I always play games from my PC, but the chair is really comfy. I saw his face behind me. I turned around and see it was behind me. Of course, there's no one to be seen, so I closed my eyes and tried to calm down. What I was saying was horrible Ian, but not normal Ian. He had red eyes, a smile that literally down from ear to ear on his face. Worse off, his eyes were bleeding. To this day, I don't know what really went on, but what happened to me sure was nothing good.